What the fuck is up, y'all? It's the Geekings here, and since y'all liked this last video so much, the last debate video, well, we don't know if you liked it, but hey, a bunch of people watched it, and shit, that made us happy and wet, so we came back with another one already, and this time, we got notes, so we're not just gonna stare off into space.
You actually have topics this time. Today we're doing the battle between two legendary Sony mascots, Ratchet and Clank.
And SLY Cooper. Only doing the first three of both because. Alright, I'm starting off with the first one, boys. You know what happened in the first SLY Cooper. If you don't, you need to go play that fucking game.
Please go play that game. It's actually a really good game. It's a masterpiece.
Right now. Okay. What happened was my boy SLY, little boy and all that, with his family, chilling with the Coopers. And then this fiendish 5 comes in that bitch. Fat frog, fat panda, fucking Birdman, and just comes in and kills everyone. Literally murders his whole entire family. And then he, goes off into some orphanage and he meets his two buddies, Bentley and Murray. And they form the greatest team known to fucking video game history.
Cooper Gangs.
The Cooper Gang. First game story's pretty basic, just like a lot of games back then. He wanted the pages back to his devious raccoonist so he could learn his family's heirlooms and all that shit, the tricks they left him and stuff like that. Blah blah blah. We're going to SLY 2 now. This story. Oh my god. Okay, the Claw Gang, which is now the new fiendish 5 guys or whatever. They come through. They want Clockwork back, which is the main villain from the last story. Sorry, I'm gonna backtrack real quick. Main villain from last story, Clockwork. He ran the whole fiendish 5. He was some crazy bird dude. He got fucking dead.
He got dead.
And then in 2, they get all his parts, and they really want to bring him back. And how they do this is they're trying to make Paris hate. They're just doing a bunch of illegal, bad stuff to make Paris hate, because they think that the hate will feed Clockwork and make him, whee, and kill SLY again and stuff like that. And you don't let that shit happen, boy, because you SLY Cooper and Bentley and Murray, and you sliding through on them hoes. Okay, so 3.
Hoes.
3. He's just trying to get into that vault, boy. This monkey ass boy just takes all of this dude's treasure. This Cooper treasure of thieves, the greatest thieves of all time. You know how much stuff is in there? And he says, "No, this is my property, bro. This is my island. I'm taking this vault. It's mine." And then you pretty much like, "Nah, bro. That's my vault, so I need that." That's the game.
Like, that's my shit, dude. Alright. My turn. Alright, the story for Ratchet and Clank. The first 3 games are kind of hella funny and simple. They didn't really start getting into the story shit until the PS3 games, but whatever. So it starts off first game. It shows Clank first, and it shows all these big ass robots coming through, and then this little ass robot comes through, and he's just plops on the floor, and it's damn, that's a bitch robot. And that bitch robot's man, I'm a bitch robot. I gotta zoom out of here. He zooms out of there, and as destiny would have it, he lands on a planet, Veldin. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And that's where this little Lombax, last of his race, goes. And that's where he lives. And he's building a spaceship to go out into the galaxy and explore. And then the fucking robot Clank, he's like, "Man, hey yo, get me out of this bitch. I can help yo fucking yo ship." He's like, "Bet." And they go out, try to find Captain Court. Turns out he's an asshole and all this shit happens. And then you fight at the very end of the game through a bunch of adventures. You fight Captain Court, fucking Chairman Drek. And yeah, and then you just kill him in a big ass robot, and Clank's a big ass robot, and you're like, it's dope.
Don't let the simplicity of that ever ruin the story for you, though, because that story is beautiful. It really is. Simplicity as fuck.
So the beginning of Ratchet and Clank 2, it's kind of the beginning. The first game was a growth for the characters, they're learning to like each other instead of hate each other like they did in the middle when all that stuff happened. So then at the beginning, they're just like, oh, this dude, Mr. Fizzowich, it's like, hey, yo, you, I want you because you're the savior of the Solana Galaxy, I think. And they're like, yo, you could help us for our shit. And they do, and Clank and Ratchet get separated. Clank does some movie stuff, and Ratchet does like actual like fighting stuff. And you start the game as Ratchet, and then eventually you're like, oh, this Fizzowich, it's kind of mean. And you take like a car ride with him, and he kicks you out of the car, and you're like, dang, that's mean. Why'd you do that? Like, he just boings you cartoon style. And then at the end of the game, you're like, oh, that's Captain Quark, because he's trying to get revenge, and he's trying to look like a hero, and like make you look like the bad guy. When in reality, it's the opposite. And then you beat the final boss, which is a giant pet thing, and then you Quark. And then, so then you get in the third game. It's hella weird. You get, like, you have to find Quark at the beginning of the game, and he's, like, friends with the monkey named Scrunch. He's friends with a monkey, and he's, like, a caveman. And then you, like, make him play a video game, which is a whole mini game in the game. A game within a game. Whoa. And then it's, like he's like, whoa, I'm Captain Quark, and then he starts this whole Phoenix organization, and you with a bunch of other people, including Scrunch, like go out and do stuff, and like then Dr. Furious is like, I'm an asshole, and you're like, wait, no, you asshole, and then they stop him. Well, he also says a bunch of funny stuff, which I'll get into in the villains category. And yeah, at the end of the game, you beat Dr. Nefarious's big boy blaster.
Sly, Bentley, Murray. What else must I say? Sly, the slick, the cool,
The slick,
the thief, the man, the bitch getter, that boy. Gosh, everyone loves Sly growing up, bro. This dude is just way too cool to not love. Like, I don't even really talk about him. We'll go straight to Bentley. Bentley, the nerd. This man was so cool. He cares about his friends more than anything in the entire world. And this man got his legs.
Oh, bro. Rest in peace. Hold up.
This man got his legs broken, bro. And Murray, go to our third character. Murray blamed it all on himself and left the Cooper gang.
Bro, this is too sad.
I could not stand that friendship being torn apart. All because Murray just blamed it on himself. This just shows you how much they care about each other. Bentley is a nerd, super nerd dude. He's not really a fighter. He's out there in Sly 2. He's out there, all that shit. He's cool though. He's fucking cool. Like, he throws bombs. It's just cool. He honestly does get a lot cooler when he gets his wheelchair, which kind of sucks. It's fucked up, but whatever, Like, when Murray gets back into the crew, bro, it's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You wanna know where Murray went to, you guys? Okay. My boy Murray went to go study with the the guru. He went and studied peace and tried to keep his anger held because he blamed it. I don't remember why he blamed his anger on the situation.
He just kept beating people's asses, bro.
Yeah, but whatever. He thought that maybe if he went and zenned out, that he would freaking be a better person or something. Which honestly, I think the guru did make him a better person, more like just a more fleshed out character and all that. But like, he came back and he saw this dude pick Bentley up out of his wheelchair, or pick Bentley's wheelchair up and carry. He was like, I'll rip your spine out with my teeth or some stuff like
He
that.
said, I will floss my teeth with your spine.
Yeah, that. Oh!
You're right to be scared, Hippo. Your wheelchair friend should have been so smart.
Murray! Help!
That does it! I'll floss my teeth with your spine! The Murray returns!
That's so clean. Oh, Murray is so clean. Carmelita Fox, Inspector Fox. Oh my gosh, it's such a great, like, I don't even know if you can call her an antagonist or a protagonist. She's really just like in the middle. Like, she acts like she wants to catch you and arrest you and all that stuff, but really, honestly, I think she has fun just chasing Sly around. And anytime that it really gets down to seriousness, she ends up helping Sly. So, you know, girls are kind of weird, bro. They tell you they don't like you, and that usually means they like you. They tell you they like you, and that usually means they don't like you. And that's just how girls are.
Damn.
That boy is so clean, bro. I'm playing with Dimitri is the greatest, like, villain slash, like, like the Vegeta characters that like go from villain to, I can't remember what they're called right this second. Anti-heroes, bro. Dimitri is the greatest anti-hero of all time. That boy is so funny. You can't even when he's a villain, you can't just not like fall in love with him. Like, he's so funny, bro.
We got, obviously, Ratchet and Clank, the title characters. The bond of just destiny, man. You got a robot that came from space that just so happened to land on his planet. They just became squad mates. That whole first game, by the way, I didn't mention, like, this part for this. That whole first game, they like kind of towards each other, like, oh, you just kind of land on my planet, you know, I don't know you. But then at the very end of the game, this man Clank, like, has a broken arm, and then Ratchet's like, yeah, we beat Chairman Drek, and just kind of dips. And then the Clank looks so sad, man. I'm like, bro, what? Ratchet's a bitch. I've been playing as a bitch this whole game.
My arm appears to be badly damaged.
Ah, you'll be alright.
Hey, Tin Can!
Where do you think you're going? We, still need to fix that arm.
And then you got Captain Quark, who's an asshole. He's like Hercule from Dragon Ball Z, you know? He acts like he's the biggest guy, like, oh, I'll beat anybody's ass, you know? I'm the Captain Quark of the universe. But he's actually a piece of shit, and he's actually, like, not weak as hell. He's big as fuck, though. He don't got no rhino, let me tell you what. We got, of course, we got the best character, the plumber. You know him, you love him. He's there in every single game as a cameo. The plumber. Why? He's the plumber. Honestly, he doesn't have a character. I'm not gonna lie. When we're talking about characters, I'm kind of getting washed here. But it's still, got Dr. Nefarious That's that's funny. I'll save him for the villains thing shit, but though. Then we got the whole squad in the third game, the Phoenix ship and stuff. You got the girl. You got Helga, the big fat bitch. You got Quark, and then of course, Scrunch the monkey. Scrunch the monkey. That's my dude right there. Oh! I love Scrunch! I love him!
SLY 3 villains. Where do I even begin? Like, I'm just gonna list them off. Let's go. Arpeggio, Captain Lafitte, Clockwork, Dimitri. Y'all saw Dimitri earlier. Dr. M, Contessa, Panda King. Panda King is very, very, like, he's so fucking dope. Y'all need to know about that Panda King. King, Rajan, Octavio, Nilo, Mugshot, John Basson, and finally, I left this man for last for on purpose. Can you guys say it with me? General Salt.
Play that sexist clip.
With the Tao name, a new generation of kings will be unstoppable.
But she doesn't want to marry you.
She's a woman. She doesn't know up from down.
Yo, the villains of this game were all amazing. I can't even go into depth on each of them because they all have their own just backstories. Like, they're just probably some of the greatest villains in any gaming franchise ever. Like, they really just put a lot of work and a lot of their design, from their design to their background to just everything about them is amazing. Even the boss fights were great with most of these.
Alright, so with my villains, I only got 3 basically. Well, the big, he has like 18. I got Drek, who is the reason Clink broke his arm and Clink saw really sad. Quark, which he's just kind of an asshole. You know, I already talked about that. And Doctor Fairies. Play that funny clip.
Who is responsible for this outrage?
I believe it was a Captain Quark or something.
Oh, Janice, you'll always be the love of my life.
You really should have that looked at.
Lawrence?
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
That's his character right there. You see that? That's his character. And it's funny as every time you go through those, I don't know. He's just really funny villain. That's all I really want to say. Exactly. That's all I got to say. His villains are hella short. Got it.
The gameplay of Sly Cooper. I'll start with the first game. Much different than the next two, by the way. The gameplay is you go into this hub world and you have like 6 different levels you can choose from in each one of these little sections for like the bosses. And it's just really dope. It's like, I remember back in the day, most of the time you just had this little ass room and you just walk to a portal, go to that level, walk to a portal, go to that level. It's how most games work. So having this hub world with actual enemies in it and stuff, it was dope. It was really dope. And you collected the keys to unlock the next area or boss fight or whatever. Cool. It's pretty simple. I'm gonna go 2 because 2 is pretty much like the first one, just on crack. SLY 2. Whoa! The gameplay is so clean. Ooh. This is the second game of the series, and they decide, playing as SLY, that's not enough. We're gonna get you to play as 2 more characters. We're gonna give you that Bentley son, we're gonna give you Murray son. Both their gameplay is pretty mediocre. If you want me to give my opinion. But that SLY gameplay in that game is just beautiful. Everything from tailing people, to pickpocketing, to silent takedowns, to trying to... The levels were so interesting, so fun to play. Every world was so different. Like, these hub worlds, SLY 2 had hub worlds too, obviously, except like way better than the first game. Like huge hub worlds with landmarks, like real landmarks that if you play the game, you know, if you're by the time you get through that first world, you're gonna see the landmark. You're gonna know exactly where you're at the map. You're gonna know exactly where your safe house is and all that because it's beautiful. And then not only is that enough for them, but they're gonna give you these little buildings you can go into and little like weird places you can go into in each little map. Like it's beautiful, just beautiful. One of my favorite worlds is the Contessa world with the giant prison, and you break Bentley out of prison. Oh my gosh. Or wait, did they break? Who got broke out of prison?
They broke Sly.
They broke Sly out of prison. My bad.
Bentley was the one that was the real dude.
Yeah, Bentley blew the wall up and broke him out of prison. That's so dope. And like, bro, there was so much like that. We go Sly 3. Sly 3
lets you play as Dimitri. Alright, yeah.
Yo, Sly 3, it said, yeah, I know that these 3 characters are super fun to play as, but I know you guys get bored. I know you guys want a little switch up. So here, turn into a pile of rocks. Here, shoot some fireworks at that boy. Here, become God.
Hello? Wait, what is that?
Dimitri.
Oh, yeah.
And then on top of all that, like, they mastered the skills. Every game you unlock these skills, right? First game you unlock it by collecting the clue balls. You can like slow down time, roll, sneak, all that stuff. But 2, they give you even more powers. They give Bentley and Murray some powers like a time bomb, flame fist. It's pretty cool. Sly 3, oh, they decide to go all out. Give you like 10 abilities with each character and the disguises with Sly. So much variation to the gameplay, and then so much variation to each world, and then like just like it's just so much to do, so much to think about, so much to explain, too much to explain. I promise you I'm missing points because it's just fun. Even the tutorials in Sly 3, the first time you play them, were fun. You were just interested in learning about the mechanics of the game. It's something that it's not in any other game, you know?
You know, we couldn't talk about everything, obviously, but you know what? Boom, right there. Yeah, right there. If it's not there, then it's going to be in the description. I promise. It's a video of behind the scenes on Sly 2. Explain all the level design, character. It's great. You should go watch it. Alright, my gameplay is just big, cool guns. That's what I wrote down. Look at that right there. Big, cool guns. Hell yeah. Because it's kind of true. You know, we got the story kind of, but in the first 3, not really mentioned, you know? So it's more like, it's more about the gameplay, especially in 3. In 3, it's just more action. See, the way they did it was like, first game was like mostly story. You know, the gameplay kind of was because you couldn't strafe and go just left and right. The second game was a perfect blend of action and platforming and just story, and it's like, that's my favorite one. The third one's mostly action, less story, whatever. Best villain though. And it's great. You get big cool guns. You got the disc gun. You got the rhino that I put down earlier. You got
Zoo, the
Morpho Ray, the bouncer. Just a whole bunch of guns.
Verdict? Yo, don't mind our DIY setup. We'll show you a video of how we did this probably tomorrow or the next day, if any of you want to be like us. But here comes our verdict. Both these games are beautiful and amazing, and honestly, I'm not gonna pick one over the other because they're both really different and really iconic in their own ways, and they're just both games you play in different moods. You agree?
That is true. In my opinion, I feel like Ratchet and Clank is just more fun to play. Just like a more fun experience just to sit down. But Sly Cooper is just the better experience overall. But like, so I'm gonna, put one over the other, but still. I don't know. Comment whichever one who you thought won. If you ever played both these games, which one you like more. Hopefully this gets close to, if not more, than our last, video that blew up for some reason.
Yeah, man. Just hey, if you like this, like, subscribe, and comment. We love the support interaction.
Whoa!